This is the Building Bucket series, part 2, customizing your segmentation funnel. Had to get that in for the recording. And, sorry, what we're going to do at the end of this call, sorry, I guess I must just have like a funny bone going or something. It's kind of getting to the end of the day, getting a little loopy. I'll try to keep it together for you guys for one more hour, though. So that at the end of this call, what I'll do is I will get you a link to the schedule with a bucket.io specialist. So for those of you who've never had a call with a specialist, it's just a 15-minute call that that you can use to get over any hurdle you have in Bucket. And so I'll be giving you out the link to that at the end of this call. All right. So the objectives here. Like I said before, if you were on last week's templates call, this is gonna be a lot of the same info, but what we're actually gonna do is we're gonna build out a segmentation funnel on this call. We're gonna do the customization and the design on it, and then next week we'll wrap up with the configuring and publish. Okay. So last week we talked about preparing and planning. This week we're gonna customize. And so by the end of this webinar, you're going to know how to access the segmentation funnel templates. I'll show you which template, or how to go about and choose which template will work best for you. And then we're going to customize the template for the offer. All right. What I'm probably going to do is jump over in chat here in a second and just get some ideas from you guys, and then we'll just build that sucker out in Bucket. All right. So why use templates? Why did Bucket add those in? Why should we be thinking about using templates instead of trying to create, an amazing quiz or segmentation funnel from scratch? Well, because a lot of times, in most cases, a lot of us are brand new to segmentation funnels. We've never created one before. The good news is that we here at Bucket, we have created lots of them, and we've seen lots of them work. We've seen lots of them not work. And so what we've done is we've created the templates around the formats that have proven to improve conversion rates and are relatively easy to install and start using immediately. And so that'll give you time, let you save time to where all you have to do is go in and fill in blanks, versus trying to build everything from scratch. You'll have your hands full enough, I think, with the messaging and coming up with the right questions to ask, and then, of course, all the other stuff that goes on top of that without having to deal with, where does this thing go or that thing go inside of this new software that you're using, right? So that's why we think the templates are going to be so big for you guys in Bucket. So first of all, let's talk about how do we access those templates. First of all, before I get going, I thought maybe we had a little bit of issue with sound earlier. Everything's still good? Everyone can still hear me okay? I just don't want to get super deep in this, start clicking around and no one can hear me. Stellar audio. Wow. Hey, coming from you, Steve, Mr. Audio, I like it. I appreciate that. Like a pristine dream of sound. Why, thank you. Awesome. All right. So I will carry on then. All right, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about how do we access these templates, right? There's a couple ways. Oh, I meant to back out of this already. There's a couple of ways. The way that we're going to talk about today is we're just going to jump into segment. This is what I did is I clicked on the main segment menu item up here at the top, and then we're just going to click create a segmentation funnel, and we're going to start from a template. Okay. Now, this is where the templates are. You can also get here if you click on templates at the top, but this is honestly this is the way that we're going to do it today. Now, let's take a look at something because a couple weeks ago. I say a couple. I think it's actually been 3. We took a little break during Thanksgiving / Ask Live week. But in our first episode of this building a bucket, We talked about planning. We talked about creating a flowchart, a mind map, and so on, right? Well, guess what? Now, if you use a template, those will already be drawn out for you, okay? And then you can always like right-click on this and copy the image and put it into Google Docs or something, or paste it into Word, and you can kind of customize this thing a little bit if you want to. But notice each one of these has this flowchart. Now, my recommendation, and what we're going to be focusing on in the rest of this series, is just as simple as we possibly can. We're going to create a segmentation funnel based on this simple opt-in segmentation funnel here, right? So I'll bring up the flowchart. How much easier could it possibly get, right? We're going to generate a button. It's going to pop up and ask a segmentation question. We're going to capture the lead information, and we're going to send them out to an external outcome, all right? And so the segmentation is going to be done on the back end when we start emailing you and talking about our product. We're going to know exactly what to tell you because you have segmented yourself at the segmentation question. Does that make sense to everybody? Khalid, when I say Word doc, I just mean you can paste it into any Word doc. Literally, you can just right-click on this, hit copy image, go to Word or whatever, and just paste it in, and then you can like make notes on top of it if you want to. You don't even have to do that. I'm just telling you what is possible. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and because again, the purpose of today is to get us in here and start using this and customizing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Use, and what that'll do is it will load this thing into our builder. Let me do this. You know what? I'm going to take a step back, guys, because I want to. We're going to probably. I'd say we're going to end up using this one. I think we will. But let's do this. I think I jumped a little bit ahead, and I really want to cover this section here where we talk about how to figure out which one to actually use. Okay. I'm actually going to just delete this. And we're going to start over from a template. And let me just show you guys something real quick, because in case you weren't on the templates call, and if you haven't been back in here, I want you to know that you have these options, right? You have the flow, preview, and use, right? But what you can also do is click on the image itself, and this takes you into the full description of what is included in the template, right? It'll tell you what all the elements are. It'll tell you why to use it. So you can see here, due to the small number of steps, the opt-in simple segmentation funnel is known to convert leads efficiently. So if we're just looking for a fast way to start converting our leads, and we don't want to get stuck in, you know how it is when you first start doing something, and it's like there's so many different options, and you want to try them all, but then you end up just not getting anything up and running. Well, if you just need to get something up and running and start converting more of your leads or converting your traffic into leads, this is the place to go. We'll be able to start creating segmentation in our list and possibly even in our retargeting, and we'll be able to do that super fast. But again, so this is every one of these templates. If you can I'll click back. Every one of these templates has this full-blown, has all this content to help you decide, okay, maybe this is the right one for me, or maybe I can take it a few more steps and do something a little special with it. And you could go through each of those and figure out which one is best for you. Now, let me ask you guys, is anyone in here currently or about to start a new segmentation funnel? Okay, so Chris is, Colleen is. Have you guys been back in here? Oh, there's a couple of Chris's. And Steve is. So have you guys actually been back in here to choose a template? Like, has everyone been in the template section to kind of mess around? Okay, Chris Kent has not. No. Okay, cool. Well, let me ask you guys, those who have. I have a couple of people. Colleen has. One of the Chris's has. Um, did you guys have difficulty choosing a template? Like, was it hard for you to figure out which one to use for your specific offer, or your whatever it is you're putting together? Chris, you didn't have a big deal? Not hard to select? Okay, cool. Okay. Just want to use them all. Awesome. Okay. So what we're trying to figure out is, is everything making sense when you're back there? Is it easy to pick one that will fit your needs? So that's good news that both of you didn't have any issues just picking one out. That's great. So anyways, what we're going to do here, like I said, you know what I kind of want to do? I said we were going to go with the easy one, and any normal person would probably just stick with that and go with the easy one. But I'll be honest with you guys, I am not a normal person. I don't mean that to sound the wrong way, but I want to show you guys some of the more advanced features, and I don't think we can do that with this simple one. So we're gonna take it up a notch. We're going to use this multiple. We're gonna go with the hardest one. How about that? Actually, it's not the hardest, but I'm gonna show you guys this flow real quick. We're gonna go with a customized outcome segmentation funnel. That way, I can show you guys all the steps, all the outcomes. We'll have multiple lead capture pages. We'll have a few different questions inside the segmentation funnel. Then we'll have our segmentation question and so on. So you guys I can show you pretty much how to customize everything. That's how we're going to roll. And so decision has been made. All right, so I'm going to click use. Yes. All right. Your wish is my command, Colleen. I'm going to do a difficult one. Awesome. No, you're awesome, Chris. All right, so let's do this. What I've just done is I've added this template into my builder, right? Copy of customized outcome segment. What I'm going to always do first, guys, just so you can see, every time I load a template or anytime I launch one of these, the first thing I always do is I come over here and I rename it. Because if I don't, you saw it earlier, you end up with a bunch of stuff and you don't know what it is. So I'm going to put, today is 12/5, since we're almost at a new year. I'll put the year on there too. And then I'm going to put building bucket demo. Demo. And I'm going to hit save. All right, I'll come back over. We can do this other stuff in a little bit. But rule numero uno, always rename your thing. All right, so we're going to jump back over to build. And again, the idea of this call, we've got about 45 minutes here. We're going to customize this. We're going to customize the segmentation funnel. All right, so let's take a look at it. From default, what does this funnel look like? All right, so we've got a landing page. We're called ABC Coaching. We're going to discover the solution to your biggest performance challenge as a CEO. Yes, let's get started. And you guys can see this is all about ABC coaching and for businesses, right? Well, the idea here is to show you how to use your imagination. That's the word I'm looking for. So what I want you guys to be able to do is not to think about coaching or any of this stuff when you choose these templates. I want you to be able to say it. It doesn't even matter what it is. We're going to be able to edit these things, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. And to help me, I'm going to ask for an assistant in the crowd. And this is going to have to be somebody. Oh, you're so nice, Chris. I'm going to need somebody from the crowd in chat to, okay, someone that's working on a segmentation funnel. So can you guys remind me real quick who all is not, or I'm sorry, who all is doing a segmentation funnel? Chris? All right, Chris, what do you sell? We're gonna start with Chris. Building image consultant and stylist. Ooh, Colleen, I like that. That'll be fun. Do you already have, Colleen? Do you already have your buckets? Chronic pain. Yes. All right, we're gonna do this. If you can real quick put your buckets in chat, we're going to build this segmentation funnel around image consulting image consultant and stylist. Is that like appearance, right? Like you help people look better? All right, cool. All right, so let's do this. Let's start with, first of all, and again, you guys have heard me say this before, every time you start one of these campaigns up, the only place you should be looking, you shouldn't be diving into the welcome page. Everybody wants to. Everybody wants to go in and make it pretty and all of that. We're not going to do that. We always start with the outcome. Always begin with the outcome, okay? So let's do this. Colleen, if you could tell me your bucket. Oh, okay, it looks like you already did. So we've got executive women, divorced women, stay-at-home moms, graduates, and college graduates looking for a job. All right, so we've got executive women, divorced women, stay-at-home moms, and college grads. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with those 4 buckets. All right, what do we say? Executives. And since they're all women, we're just going to leave it like that. We're gonna make it a regular outcome page for now, so that we can see the difference at the end. Guys, just so you know, and what I'm doing right now is I'm customizing the outcome pages that are already built in, right? So the default option is to do an external redirect. This supposes that you have a page already built for each outcome, or you just have a regular sales page you want each outcome to go to. If you don't already have those built, you can just come over here and click on outcome page, and then later you can create the outcome page. We're not going to do that right this second. Our number one thing is we're going to build out the outcomes. Is everybody on page with what I'm doing here? I'm just going to make sure I haven't confused anyone. Yep. All right, cool. All right, and so we've got executives, we've got divorced. That's interesting. I'm gonna hit save. What do we have? Stay-at-home mom. S-A-H mom. All right. Oh. Page. And then we need to go ahead and add another one. What I'm doing here, guys, you see what I'm doing? I'm just cloning an outcome. And what was the last one? College grad. All right. Kent, I did just see what you wrote. So do you have a question? You can feel free to ask it in here. All right. Colleen says, I have a lot of divorced women's clients trying to find a new man and want to look their best. Oh, how did I clone it? I just put my mouse over it. Don't click. Put your mouse over, and you see this little kind of copy button there? It says clone outcome page. Just click that, and you'll be cloning. All right, so now we have our outcomes. That means we can go in and start mapping stuff to it now, right? Like once you have the outcomes built, next step is to build your questions right? I know we have a welcome page, and again, everybody wants to go spend 6 hours on their welcome page. I don't. My recommendation is that we don't do that. We want to do our questions first, right? And so here's what we're going to do. We're going to jump back up here to this question number 1, and I'm going to open it up. And what's so cool about these templates is that they've built the question, the type of question that gets answered the most for this type of segmentation funnel is already built in for you. You don't have to come up with the question. All you got to do is fill in the blanks here. So when it comes to, instead of reaching your peak, you see how we've got these kind of open square brackets? We're going to replace everything inside of that with Colleen's question. So, Colleen, when it comes to trying to find a man or a new man, you want to look your best. What's our question here? When it comes to looking your best, should that be it? Or actually, that's not going to be it because we want to find out who they are, right? So what's the question that we should ask here? Just waiting on Colleen, guys. What we're trying to do is, what's the main question that we want to ask that's going to segment? Do you have that already? That's going to help us identify which of these to send off to. Okay, there we go. We got it. Looking your best and defining your personal style. I like it. So when it comes to looking your best and defining your personal style, what is your biggest challenge right now? And so, so I'm guessing what we'll probably do here is, again, guys, so what we're doing now is we're going to go in and we're going to customize the question or each of the responses. And then so we'll probably say for the executive, I'm too busy with work. Would that be probably, would that be one? Oh, there you go. I'm too busy advancing up the ladder and breaking the glass ceiling. Right? Oop, I probably could spell that right. All right, so that's our first one, right? And then what was the next one for the, what was it? Divorced? Oh, yeah, there you go. I'm going to take off this I'm too busy. We're defining a new style now that I'm single. Okay, and what was the stay-at-home mom one? You guys see how easy this is? She's able to just roll this stuff off because she already put in the work with a survey, and now again, just because she's not going to have to sit there and figure out, oh, which of these types do I use? All we've got to do is fill in the blanks here. How to not look frumpy as a stay-at-home mom. Not looking frumpy as a stay-at-home mom. I feel you, girl. And you know what? That's the word they use. That's the word we'll use. I love it. And then what was the last one for the college grad? I guess it's defining a look for the job that I want. Boom. Cool. Well, we'll start with these. I mean, again, obviously, we're just building this from on the fly. Just so the main reason I wanted to do it this way, so you guys can see, it's literally, you can log in, add it in, and you can build this as fast as us. I mean, all we're doing is just typing in which she already knows. Now, let's take a look at one thing we need to do here, okay? We need to go ahead, since this is our segmentation question. We're going to come up here to mapping, and we're going to click on this mapping. We're going to make sure that everything is mapped to the right spot, right? So I'm too busy advancing up the ladder, goes to executives, right? That's right. Defining a new style now that I'm single, that's mapped to divorced, that's correct. Not looking frumpy as a stay-at-home mom, boom. And then finally, defining the look for the job I want. Let's go ahead and map this one right over to college grad, right? So now our segmentation is, everything's mapped. So based on the answer they choose, we're going to get them to the outcome that solves their specific problem, right? And you guys see why we went and did the outcomes first? Because that just made everything so much easier. All we had to do is just reference and then come in and drag this stuff over, all right? It would have been impossible if we hadn't filled this in, because I don't know if you guys saw it earlier, but it's just like a blob of text there. So you always want to start with the outcomes and then start building your questions. Okay. So let's jump into this next question real quick, Colleen. Are you going to be asking an age question? Do you want to just leave this as age? Okay. Well, she wants to leave this. Which of the following best describes your age? You can always add like a little description under here. You know, I'm asking so that I can get you the type of look that's best for the, whatever, right? You would always want to do that. Now, if you're going to leave this question as age, what you definitely still want to do is come over here and get rid of these brackets. What I would recommend, if you could, is use images for this part. I like doing the images that have, like like a square that has 20s, 30s, 40s. Again, I love using images in these segmentation funnels because they're so much easier to click on the phones. And we could even go so far as to say the same thing about this question number one. What I would probably want to do for question number one is have a picture of each one of these, right? And then maybe kind of break these down a little bit. So let's say have a picture of an executive, and it's just I'm too busy with work, right? Or something to that effect, right? Advancing up the ladder, or breaking the glass ceiling. I think you could get both. It sounds like those are two buzzwords. I think you could get those in there, but you would want a good image, right, of someone, maybe who does it who looks like they just work too hard, right? Then maybe defining a new style now that I'm single. I think you could probably come up with a way of displaying the negative look that these people probably have now, so they can instantly say, "Oh, dude, that's totally me." Boop. Does that make sense? Yeah. And so if you do that, though, you obviously, anytime you add images, you want to dial back the text, though. So you wouldn't want to use "I'm too busy advancing up the ladder and breaking the glass ceiling" with an image. That would just make it look way too busy. So if you use an image, dial back the text. If you're not going to use the images, this text is fine, I think. So again, remember we said earlier we want to get rid of these brackets. If you're going to keep the age thing in there, so I'm just going to delete these out. All right, I'm going to hit save. What do you think is the age limit that you're going to be working with, Colleen? Is it 60s? Do you think it's going to go all the way up to 60s? Okay, cool. There we go. Perfect. So now we've got, because we know they're women, so we don't have to ask if they're man or woman. Do you have any other demographic question? So you can see here we've got this, how long have you been working in your role? Do you have another demographic on top of the main question? You have tons of questions? Okay. Oh, okay, I got you. So this is really going to be then. Um, this could really be like an assessment then type deal, so that you can go in and ask, body type, style, personality, coloring, and stuff like that. Um, all right. Well, of course you do. I'm just kidding. let's do at least how many more questions do we have already? Let's do at least two more. All right. So give me the other one. What is your body style or body type? Okay. And then give me some examples of body type. Pear, rectangle, hourglass, inverted triangle. And so you can see, right, where images for this would be perfect. I mean, you wouldn't want to use like a pear, but you could basically do the body types, maybe some kind of graphical representation, or even models, right? All right. All right, guys. So just so you all can see here, what I just did was I deleted, because you can delete, guys, you can delete and add as many of these questions as you want. So what I did there, to delete one, you just click those little, those three dots over out to the right, and this is also where you'll add an image. But if there's an extra option on there, you just delete that out. All right. Then you always want to hit save. Cool. So yeah, I highly recommend using graphics. It sounds like you've already got those in there. Now, also one thing to point out here, see where it says, knowing this will help me, and then just tell them how it'll help them, or help you help them. So like this one, understand your situation and better serve you. As you can see, asking this question will help me, I'm just going to leave it like this for now, but you can see where you would change that out. And then what was the other question? Goodness. Oh yeah. Oh, can you give me the? Okay. So what is your style of color or color style? Okay. What is your color season? Gotcha. Like that. Perfect. Sweet. So then what is it? Winter, spring, summer, autumn. Winter, spring, and I think you're feeling me, right? Whenever you put this out there, you can put something really graphical to go along with this. Um, and then we'll just delete this last question. Boop. And then save. And look at that. Now, I mean, we've pretty much built all the segmentation questions out now. I mean, I know you probably could add a couple more in. Actually, you know what? Let's just do another one, just so you guys can see you don't have to just use the number of questions in there, right? So let's. What was the other question? Um, Style, personality. So watch this, guys. What you can do. Remember how we cloned the thank you page earlier? We're going to clone this question, and we're going to say, what is your style, personality? Right? And Colleen had a good question. What happens if they don't know? Well, create an option that says, I don't know. And if you were doing images, just put a big question mark. I don't know. What are the options for the style personality? Hey, and real quick, while we're going through, is this helpful that we're like building someone's out like as we go? I'm just showing you guys how easy it is just to throw this in. Is this helping, or is it? Am I just kind of like just building something for someone and you're mad that it's not you? I just, all right, cool. I just wanted to be sure that it's not awesome. Okay, cool, great. All right, so classic is the first one, and dramatic, relaxed. Anything else, or is it just those? Oh, of course, right when I clicked it. Here. Watch this guy. What you can also do is this, watch. Sophisticated. You can drag the question up, right? So you see these on the outside, on the left-hand side. You can drag them around so that you can add more in. And if you were like you forgot one, you can come over here. Like we just added another one, edgy. Probably want to put edgy right up here, and save this bad boy. Look at that. Completely customized this part of the quiz or the segmentation funnel, right? Now, just so you guys know, what we're also going to do is each one of these outcomes also has its own lead capture page. Since we only had three, I'm going to add this other one here, and I want you guys to see how we do this. Yeah, you forgot Jeremy style, aka total nerd. So what happens is when you're creating lead capture pages for each of your outcomes, by default, most of it already taken care of. But if you do like we did and add an additional outcome, what you're going to want to do is come into that lead capture page, click on select an outcome, and since we added college grad, we're going to just choose that and hit save page. And let's just go ahead and pop these open real quick just so we can see. So I want you guys to see like what this looks like when you're doing it. So this one is for executives, right? So so what we're going to do here is let's just, as you guys can see, we can go ahead and edit everything on this page. So let's say discover your new, what is this one for? Executive. I'm just to the glass. Let's see, like something to that effect, right? So basically, what we're doing is we're going to customize each of these lead capture pages to be to say basically give the pitch for, this is why you need to give me your email address, lady. I'm going to give you a new style as an executive woman looking to break the glass ceiling, right? Does that make sense why you would customize this page? And then we'll save that. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of other text in there. We're not going to go through all that copy. But I think we can do the headline just so you can see how simple it is and how do you match it. So on this one, we have divorced, right? And so discover, what did we say on the last one? I should have copied it, actually. I'm going to do that. Discard. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy this. Of course, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this headline and discard, and I'm just going to paste it in for each one. So this is the divorce one, right? I'm going to paste that in. divorced woman looking to redefine your style. Or, I don't know, your image. Was that it? All right. So, hey guys, this is not going to be perfect copy. All I'm trying to do is just show you, like, you see how simple it is. Once we do it to one, we could just come in here, paste all this stuff in, and boom. And I did see somebody brought up the Word doc. That thing is still valid, totally valid for segmentation funnel. I forgot who it was that asked for it. You guys are gonna have to send an email out to support because I don't have that link on me right this second. But there is a doc that we have here. If you send an email to support@bucket.io, we can get you. It's a template where you can go not like a template like this, but it's got every field that you would need to fill out in Bucket, and you can go in there and predefine all this stuff. What I would suggest you do is just shoot an email over to support@bucket.io. I didn't even think about it before I came on this call that you guys would want that, but we have it, and you should go. It's a Google Doc, like an actual Word doc, with like a form. So I'm going to do this one here. What is this? Stay-at-home mom. Who do we? Discover your new style, discover your new style as a stay-at-home mom. A stay-at-home mom who wants to lose the frump. To answer your question, Chris, it doesn't need all that. It's basically what it is you see what we're doing here? We're going in and we're making this stuff up as we go. In a real-world situation, you would already have this stuff pasted in that, or, typed up in the Word doc that I'm going to send you. It's a really cool thing. I wish I had it. Dump the frump. Yes, Derek. Dump the frump. That could be like if you had an image, like that could be your little like style guide. Dump the frump. And then the last one was the college grad, right? So just paste that in. Discover your new style as a college grad looking to dress for the job. Wamped. Should I get like an extra A in there? You guys, I'm telling you, the builder is coming. I don't know when, but we won't be doing this for much longer. And that, my friends, is that. So then what you could do is come over here and create your, basically what you're going to be doing here is you're coming over here and doing your copy for each one of your outcomes. If you don't already have those pages, and we're not gonna build that out right now. There's no way. But as you can see now, we've got the welcome page we could probably do. So let's say, what are we calling this? Discover the solution to your biggest discover the style. I don't know. Whatever the big idea here would be, we just want to replace this headline with that. Here, what would you put here, Colleen? kind of like that, Chris. Yeah, Chris said, you mean it's going to be like building elite pages? Yeah, they're good. They're steadily working on creating a builder like that. Take the guessing out of dressing. I'm just making this up just for now. Get your new style guide by answering. Oh, there we go. I like that better. Look your best and find your personal style by answering a few short questions. And then you could even put a video on here, I would anyways, of how you would go about helping them figure out just by answering a few short questions. Maybe even address some of the issues. Are you a frumpy mom? Are you this? Are you that? Are you this? Are you that? And, you know, to throw a video in, all you got to do is just click video, paste in the embed code, and you can go to town. We could edit this out. I'm just going to turn it off for right now. Yes, let's get started. So, yes. Show me my style. Boom, boom. See, that's my jam. Nice. All right. Now we have basically just done with. Let's be honest, guys. If you were doing this from scratch, this probably would have taken you a lot longer than. What are we closing in on? About 45 minutes now. The next step here is we definitely want to customize the logo, the background. Well, you can probably even leave this background image. Got a girl over there. Probably want to turn off bucket.io. That's over in footer. Turn that bad boy off. Probably want to change the logo, or at the very least, get rid of the ABC coaching. And what I just did, just so you know, I just clicked the trash can sign. If you have one you want to upload, you can just click upload and put it on there. Colleen, if you had one word to describe, or let's say three words to describe what image you think would be best right here, what would those three words be? We'll just go like this. We're going to steal an image. I'll show you guys what it'll look like. Come on, Colleen. Oh, you already have the background image? Well, what's on it? What is on it? A closet. Oh, there you go. We'll go with this one. There we go. Look at all those shoes. Oh my god. Oh, perfect closet. Oh, okay. Shoe. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna go with this one. Let's go view image. Save image as. And we'll just put it right there. And then we'll jump back over here. And I'll show you guys. All you got to do is come over here, delete this one, upload. So under here. Save changes. Oof. Probably want to darken that. Probably want a darker one for this thing. Because yeah, because you can't change the color. So we'll want to do something darker. We'll be real quick about this because I know you guys want to get out of here. Let's do this. Boom. Let's do. Let's do this. if I had time, I mean, we could do something like putting like a dark overlay over the image before we put it up, because you always want to do at least some editing. Here, we'll just do this. Let's just try this one, see what happens. Shoe addiction. That's the name of the. That's the name of that image. Bum, bum, bum. And delete. Upload. What was it? Shoe addiction. Save. All right, that's a little bit better. Anyways, you guys get the point here. The basic idea is that uploading your image is pretty simple, right? And by pretty simple, I mean you're going to probably find yourself, if you don't already have the perfect pictures chosen, you'll want to play with it a little bit, right? So now, golly, yeah, I wish we'd had a little bit, a little bit of extra time to find a really good one. It's not a big deal though. So what we're going to do here is we're going through, just make sure everything looks right. Yes. What is your body type? Yes. 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 And discover your new style as an executive woman looking to break the glass ceiling. So we would opt in here, and then that would take us to the outcome page for an executive woman looking to break the glass ceiling. Colleen asked, yeah, you just toss it in Photoshop and do an overlay. That's right. Can I send you the template you just built? I wish I could, but no, I can't. I mean, it's inside. There's not right now. There's not a way to save and send and share funnels. But I totally just did your job for you. So one question that came up here, we can't change the orange to my brand colors. And I think when you use the template, from what I could tell, is that you can't do it in easily with the color. You have to do the advanced CSS. So you could do it here if you were feeling froggy. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're feeling like, okay, well, a progress bar, background color. Obviously, you could just change that to yours. But you got to change. You got to change this stuff. Like this is where you would do it. Using the templates, you have to edit here. It's not. You lose this functionality to gain all the other cool stuff. Does that make sense? Yeah. Hey, Derek's got a good deal for you. You can follow along in the replay and just remake it. I think you got this. Honestly, as you guys saw, the big issue here is that we were able to go in, build this thing from scratch. It works. I mean, we need to add some copy, play with some stuff on the front. But we got ourselves a working segmentation funnel in less than an hour. And, if I can do it while I'm talking to you guys and asking questions and just kind of doing this, anyone can do it. Believe me. That's what we love about these templates is you guys can literally come in, build these things out, and start testing it within an hour or two. Yeah, I think you could do it too, Colleen. Snag it is a way to copy. Simple. Can we view Can we then view the flow of the funnel to print out and look at after we create it? It's not going to look like, it's not going to, I mean, you're not going to be able to print out something that looks like, it's not going to look like, it's not going to look like this. because this is just an image that we created to show the flow. So it doesn't change based on how many questions you actually have in there, right? So that once you build it out, you're not going to have, I mean, you can print this thing out and then maybe draw your own in there. But or go design it in something else so that you can have it. But this is generally what the flow will look like. You'll probably just have a few extra questions in there like we did on this one, and an extra lead capture and outcome. Yeah, and so yeah, you do a chart there, and I can see after if you launch this funnel the way we did it today, Colleen, I think you've got yourself something good to work with. I do see how something like what you're doing can be created using some more advanced stuff, but I would highly recommend starting with something like this if it's your first segmentation funnel. And then once you kind of have a feel for where people are dropping off, maybe some questions aren't getting answered, then you can say, okay, well, why don't we just go build a full-blown assessment, right? And then use some of the cooler stuff that we have, but you'll have data to create something more advanced with, right? Yeah, probably some kind of Adobe whatever, Illustrator. Someone asked what was the software you used to draw the flow. This was our super awesome graphic designer. And so I don't think it was like a Lucid chart or anything like that. I think it was literally like Adobe, either Photoshop, Illustrator, something like that. Cool. Well, guys, this was part 2. So let's do this. I know you guys want me to get out of here, and I don't want to hold you up. Does anybody here want a one-on-one call with a bucket specialist? They're totally free. I'll put the link in the chat if you want one. Let me check. Anybody? Oh, sorry, I messed up the chat. One-on-one? Yes, I would like one. Yes, I would love a one-on-one. Ooh, all right. If you love it, why don't you marry it? My kids actually introduced them to Pee Wee Herman, and so I had to throw that out. All right, let's see. I'm going to get you guys a link to this one-on-one, and I'll let you get out of here. Just going to copy this one. All right, send to all. Can you guys let me know if you got this link in the chat so that you can get your Jeremy on, or your Jonathan, or one of our other esteemed bucket specialists? Cool. Awesome. And like I said, the Word doc, Randy, I recommend shooting an email over to support@bucket.io. I know we've got it, and we're more than happy to share it. Awesome, Steve. Steve said this was a great walkthrough. I'm glad you got something out of it. This is the first time I've ever actually done it like a full-blown walkthrough like this live and recorded it, so hopefully this will be helpful. And so next week, what we're going to be doing is the last phase, which is the configure screen, right? We're going to walk through. We're just basically going to take this one that we've already created and go in and add all the configurations in and do an integration with an email service provider so you guys can see how that works. And everyone learned a little bit about closets and style for women. So we kind of killed 2 birds with 1 stone on this one. Chris asks, will they create a tutorial on drip integration? I would bet on it for sure. In fact, I might actually do it. I've done a couple of them just kind of on the fly, but yeah, but not one that I would be willing to stick up on the knowledge base just yet. So, but yeah, I see one coming for sure. For all of them, actually. Any questions about customizing a segmentation funnel? I know we kind of got away from the slide, the presentation, and just kind of just buried into, just dug in. Hopefully that was helpful, though. Totally welcome. All of you. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for using the software, getting on here, and learning how to, get it taken care of so that it's just running in the background for you. That's what we want, right? We don't even want you thinking about Bucket. We just want it generating your leads and conversions. Awesome. Thank you, Rita. It was great to have you here. Now Steve can stop banging his head against the desk. And that's a good thing, Steve. All right, folks. I'm going to do the 3-second countdown. Any other questions? 3, 2, 1. All right, no more questions. Awesome. Have a wonderful night. Oh, well, Thomas at the bell just threw something in here. What is this? What are we looking at here, Thomas? What did you do? You threw something at the last second. What am I looking at? You want me to click that? Oh, that's the count. I'm not clicking on it. I'm getting out of here. I am. Oh.